Do you have a moment or had a moment where you look around at your life, your business, your bank accounts, your calendar, whatever it is, and you've thought, man, I'm working hard, but I don't even know what I'm working towards? Hill doesn't define desire as a wish or something that's a want. He defines it as a burning obsession, a state of mind so powerful it influences every choice, every action, and every reaction in your life. Weak desires bring weak results, just as small fires make a small amount of heat. The bottom line is desire is not optional. It's the ignition switch for your success. What is it you want, and what are you going to give? What's your sacrifice? What are you going to commit to do in return? If you're struggling to get traction in your business or your life, I want you to check whether or not you have that burning desire. Not your strategy, not your market, not your authority. The starting point of all achievement is desire. All right, welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. George Wright III with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. All right, we are on day 2 of our Think and Grow Rich 13 Principle series. And today we're going to talk about clarity so it can really ignite this path that you're on. So let me ask you something real. Have you ever had a moment where you look around at your life, and be honest here, do you have a moment or had a moment where you look around at your life, your business, your bank accounts, your calendar, whatever it is, and you've thought, man, I'm working hard, but I don't even know what I'm working towards. I just don't know what the focus should be. I think that a lot of entrepreneurs are grinding day in and day out, but they're stuck. And it's not because they're lazy. It's not because they're unmotivated either, but it's because they've never really gotten crystal clear on what they actually want and their specific path. They're looking for clarity, but they don't have it. At least not what society's told them that they want, really. Not that they've figured out what it is that's really driving them, what they really want, not what other people want them to have. And Napoleon Hill calls this desire. And it's not just the first principle in the Think and Grow Rich series, it's really the starting point. Napoleon Hill tries to say desire is the starting point of all achievement. Let's talk about this for a little bit. Hill doesn't define desire as a wish or something that's a want. He defines it as a burning obsession, a state of mind so powerful it influences every choice, every action, and every reaction in your life. This is what separates people who dabble from those who dominate. You've heard me say that before. So many people want their life to be better. They want more success, but they're really dabbling. They're not dominating. And so it's also what separates those who make money from those who really build wealth. So if you think about it, there are people that hustle for years, and there are people that create legacies and legacy brands. Napoleon Hill said, the starting point of all achievement is desire. So keep this constantly in mind. Weak desires bring weak results, just as small fires make a small amount of heat. I thought that was pretty interesting because it's not just having a burning desire, but it's the size and the focus of that desire. And a lot of modern day thought leaders have actually talked about this same thing. If you think about it, Grant Cardone calls obsession a requirement, not a flaw. In his book, he talks about the fact that obsession is actually required. It's not just good. It's not a flaw. It's not a weakness. Maybe you've been there. You've had people, I know I have, people say, man, you're obsessed. You're crazy. You're really driving so hard into this. And I believe it. I think at the end of the day, there are so many people that work so hard to get things done, but most people don't understand what it is you're looking for. But the key is this. Look, there's other people, by the way, like Ed Milet talks about the power of one more, pushing beyond comfort and through purpose. Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx, credits her unstoppable drive to crystal clear vision that nobody else could see at the time. The bottom line is desire is not optional. It's the ignition switch for your success. And I had a while back a mentor of mine, Robert Stuberg. I was struggling with business. I struggle in the sense of I had too many things. I had a lot of success actually, but nothing seemed to really be the path, and I wasn't clear on what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. But I knew that I wanted to incorporate more personal development into what I was doing because I had a huge sales and marketing company. We did events all over the world. I was building some of the biggest brands in the world. but I didn't feel like I was able to do things I was also passionate and purpose filled with. So it didn't really become an obsession for me. I wanted to incorporate personal development. And I remember Robert telling me, George, you've got to get clear on things, but more importantly, you've got to make it a must. And you've got to put something in your life that gives you that structure. And that is what helped me to create the Daily Mastermind podcast, which not only became a daily ritual for me, a way for me to focus on mind, body, money, business, but it also was a way to incorporate it in my business. And now it's created a huge amount of success and recognition and authority in the space. And so it's something that when I made it a must and I had a real desire for it in the first place and I had focused on it, it made a huge change and difference in my life. So here's the truth. Most business owners don't have a clearly defined, what Napoleon Hill calls a definite chief aim. It's your ultimate goal, you'd call it. They have goals, of course, and most of you have goals that are vague, to be honest. It's, I want to scale my business. I want to make more time. I want to have more time. I want to have more freedom. You know what I'm saying? And none of this really creates emotional leverage. None of those activities really engage the subconscious mind. So Hill gave us a formula. And it's a literal 6-step process for turning a general desire into a clear, actionable command for your brain and making it a burning desire. And so let me give you those 6 steps for you to really write down. The first step is fix in your mind the exact amount of money or outcome you desire. So be very specific. What is the exact goal, money, or outcome that you desire? Second, determine exactly what you intend to give in return. What is it you want, and what are you going to give? What's your sacrifice? What are you going to commit to do in return? Third, establish a definite date when you intend to possess it. Whatever that goal is, a specific date. Fourth, create a definite plan and begin at once. Don't wait, don't organize. Definite plan and begin at once. Fifth, write out a clear, concise statement. And then sixth, read your written statement aloud twice daily, morning and night. Now, why does this work? I want to really break this down for you because you might have heard this idea of affirmations and things. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about creating a clear, burning desire. And so you've got to fix in your mind the amount, create what you're going to return for it, you're going to commit to, create a date, get a plan, write out a statement, and read it twice daily. The reason this works is because your subconscious mind can't chase vague dreams. It needs clarity, it needs repetition, and it needs emotion to go to work. And as you explore and go through these specific steps, you're going to do all that. You're going to gain clarity, you're going to have repetition, you're going to engage your emotions with that statement. And that is what is the key. Your subconscious mind is your silent partner in creating an obsession and a clear, burning desire. So here's the challenge I want to give you this week, or at least for today. Number one, write down one specific burning desire, not just a goal, something that is very important to you, and make it very specific. I am earning $500,000 annually in a business by this date while working on these specific things I love. And then I want you to do something else. I want you to add a reason. Why does this matter to you? When you write this down in the statement and the 6 steps I talked about, write down why this matters to you. And then add your deadline and read it to yourself every day for the next 30 days. It's going to sound silly. It really is. But you've got to remind yourself that the things that most people are not willing to do are the things that are going to make a difference. And repetition, that frequency and repetition is going to rewire your brain in so many ways. You're going to train yourself for success. You're going to train your subconscious mind. It's going to activate beliefs and behaviors that you wouldn't normally have. And so I really want to encourage you to go through these steps because desire is a real key. So if you're struggling to get traction in your business or your life, I want you to check whether or not you have that burning desire. Not your strategy, not your market, not your authority in marketing and productivity tools. Most people are going to all those little things. I want you to really consider if your desire is there. And if it's unclear, unfocused, or uncommitted, you're fighting with no fuel in the tank. And the starting point of all achievement is desire. So here's your decision today. Get clear, get obsessed, and get moving. We're just starting this journey. This is the first principle of 13. So I want you to do me a favor, and I really want you to share this episode, and I want you to hit me up on the Daily Mastermind and let me know what it is you're working on, what it is you're struggling with, what you're excited about. Tell me what your burning desire is. Hit me up at the Daily Mastermind on Facebook, Instagram, or check the show notes for my email, and I'll look forward to talking with you more tomorrow. Have an amazing day.